Hello, friends. Hello, hello. We can all clap together. We can all get moving together. I'm just going to try to share my screen right now. So give me a touch of a moment here. We are going to go to this one. Share. We are going to go to play. All right. I think we are doing pretty good here. Oh, 1 second, gang. Still learning this here.
We can see your screen, so everything is
okay. Everyone can see me. Everybody can hear me. I'm drinking water. I got my coffee, but you know what's really exciting me? Hanging out with RE/MAX Europe today. Man, oh man, what a whirlwind it has been. I think what is it? A week and a half ago, 2 weeks ago, myself and Nathan Dart, we're supposed to be flying in, doing a tour talk in Israel, Germany, Finland, and whew, here we are. So doing it live via Zoom and web conferencing. And I just want to say thank you so much for RE/MAX Europe for finding the tools to make this all happen. This is really the silver lining to what we are having to deal with. It's connecting and educating and learning and supporting on a whole other level, utilizing the tools that we now, I think, are forced to use. And I'm super excited to share with you my thoughts and my experiences and insights when it comes to utilizing the power of video and social media and how we can use that to build know, like, and trust in our everyday business, in our personal relationships that will help you grow. I guarantee it. So since we've had a little bit of a, world change in the last month, there are some things in this talk that can apply right now for you. Whether you are from home, whether you are working, connecting with your clients from home, and some different ideas that you can apply in with your community. Where we often wear that different hat as a realtor. We are also, mayors of our community, support systems, connectors. But there will be some things in this talk that will apply to once we can all roam a little more free, once we can get out into our communities, once we can get out into our homes. So it's going to be a mix of both, okay, my friends? I'm looking forward to being with you for the next handful of weeks, each and every Monday, sipping coffee and sharing some social savvy goodness. So is everybody ready to start? I appreciate the time. It's crazy. I'm waiting for people to say, yeah, and cheer and high five, and I'm just talking to myself right now. So, my friends, let's get rolling. Off the hop, this is where it all began. Meet my mom and my dad and little bald Jesse. You know something? I didn't even have hair till I was about 3 or 4 years old. So from the get-go, early on, I was raised to smile a lot, okay? And share that positivity and goodness. And that's what this talk, one of the pieces of the talk is going to be on how we can find those silver lining smiles and sharing positivity. So the next part that really kind of groups in here, I've built my business and ultimately my life on intimate relationships. And not intimate from a standpoint of hugging and kissing and spooning, but being close and being there for people when they need us. And that's such a unique thing when it comes to real estate. We play such a major role in people's major life events, right? What are they? What are the major life events? You've got birth, you've got death, you've got marriage, you've got divorce, you've got, moving up, secondary properties, all sorts of things. And real estate is tied into a lot of those major moments. And so for me, I've always been raised to be close with my family. And those are my two brothers. That's me in the middle. You could see one of my brothers on the left has some lines shaved in his head. That's when we were into New Kids on the Block. I had a line shaved around my entire head. And my brother on the right, he looks like Problem Child. Anyone ever remember that movie? Don't mind me, guys. It's still early in the morning. Just going to sip a little coffee. But I've taken that intimate relationship approach into my everyday real estate business, looking at this as a relationship business and not a transaction business. And when I began to, take my personal lifestyle and blend it in to my business, I really began to explore all the different ways that I can serve my clients beyond just putting up a for sale sign. A little bit also about me. I have a strong love for my city. I am 40 years old. I've lived in my city of Winnipeg, Manitoba, Canada for 40 years. We are kind of like the island of the prairies, the frozen tundra. I am an active person in my community, supporting local businesses, charities, avid hockey fan, and all that goodness. So just giving you a little bit of a background to the 5 pillars that make myself. I love performing. Surprise, surprise. Yes, that is me in my grandmother's fur leopard coat jacket. Don't ask me what we did that day. But also here, people ask me, Jesse, why are you sharing everything? Why are you doing this? Why not just keep these ideas for yourself? Well, the other, also how I'm wired is to give back and to inspire each other so that we can raise the bar in the real estate industry, not only in our city, our country, our continents, but globally. And with the RE/MAX brand, we are a brand filled with leaders. And I think the more that we can share, collaborate, and inspire ourselves in each other, we can do that. Now, what I like to think is whether you are with the RE/MAX brand or any other brand across the board, and we're here, we're all, I like to compare this to like, we are all an association together as realtors. And so if we can share, we can collectively raise the bar. And no matter what brand you are, it's kind of like your own different like football team or hockey team. We're all working together. We just have different teams. And so I encourage you, as you continue to grow your business and as you continue to try new things and experience wins and losses, share with each other. Pay it forward and share. And this is how our industry will continue to stay prominent, dominant, and on top. And lastly, this is why I do what I do. These are my 3 beating hearts, my wife, Michelle, my son, Sawyer, and my daughter, Harper. Part of teaching for me fills my cup, fills my soul. And when that cup begins to fill, it begins to go into everyone else's lives. And we come home a little bit more with some more smiles. So, gang, I got 2 overarching themes in today's talk about winning big with social media. One is building know, like, and trust. We've heard these 3 words before, but this is what it is. How can they get to know us personally and on a business level so they know what we do, they like what we do, and we can connect with them a little bit deeper so that they trust us? Always have that in mind with every movement that you do. And what we will continue here is focusing on another theme is our micro movements, our day-to-day connections, whether it's selling houses or helping people buy houses. Those are the micro movements, okay, that help our clients, say for instance with the listings, help their homes get seen, showcased, and sold. And we utilize social media to help that. And we're going to talk a little bit deeper on how we can utilize those tools to help our clients' properties be seen and showcased to the most appropriate audience. But on a bigger level, there's a macro level here that links back to Know, Like, and Trust, which is our brand, which is our RE/MAX brand, which allows us to grow and showcase our core values. Does that make sense to everybody? This is what works for myself. Now, you know what? I'm just going to set, this is something I should have done a little bit earlier. I'm going to set my timer here so I kind of know what we're working with here. Give me a second, gang. Stopwatch. We're going to start that up. Okay. So now some of you may be wondering, oh, Jesse, I can't do video. You know what? Like, I am nowhere near your level. That's what freezes people often is like, they see myself, which I would say I'm probably on a chapter 20 of a long novel when it comes to video and social, but I had my chapter 1. And guess what? My chapter 1 wasn't that long ago. It was actually middle of June 2013, my very first video that I put out. And well, do you want to see it? Let's go. Here it is.
Hi there. I'm Jesse Peters, your social savvy realtor with RE/MAX Executives Realty. Let me take a moment to say thanks for visiting my page. I realize that in today's world of websites and social media, your options are limitless. And well, we only have a few short seconds before you decide if this page is the same as all the rest. Or better yet, let me rephrase it. You only have a few seconds to decide if I'm the same as all the rest.
Oh, hi, babyface Jesse. How are ya? Folks, that was the very first video I did. I didn't know what angle to hold up a camera. I just had my gut saying, oh, I should put a video on my website. I'm a young agent. Not a lot of people in my city were utilizing the power of video, which is still the case in today's world. But I knew that my iPad could record video, and I read a script off the iPad, and that's as loud as the audio can go. It's crazy, but here's the thing. That video had an impact with people. That video still relates with some of my first clients when they were researching. Now think about it. When nobody else is doing this, no one else has anything to compare to. But you don't get to chapter 20 if you don't have a chapter 1. Now, who knows this crew? Who knows these characters? Oh my goodness. I am a father. I have a 7-year-old daughter and a 5-year-old son. And these characters made it their presence in our house, well, every single day. Anyone know them? Yep, they're from the movie Inside Out, a Pixar animation movie. And they represent our feelings: anger, disgust, fear, happiness or joy, and sadness. And the thing when it comes to social media, my friends, is that the feed is filled with all of these feelings. And we experience all these feelings. But here's what I chose. Which feeling do you think I chose? Is it that obvious? I chose happiness and joy. Yes, I experience all those other feelings, but when it comes to social media, when it comes to the intimate relationships that I have with my clients, this is the feeling that I try so hard. Actually, I don't try that hard. It comes pretty easily. But this is what I put out in the social world, because happiness and joy is contagious. It is memorable. It lights people's souls. And we have this opportunity to create that and affect how our social feeds look and how other people's social feeds look. I want you to keep this in mind, because it's so easy to go online on Instagram or Facebook or Twitter or YouTube and be angry or be disgusted or blah, 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 blah. and grumpy and trolls. And we deal with those people, but we have to deal back with happiness and joy, because the more we put that out, the more we begin to see that in our feeds. So I think not only is it a fantastic way to help the world around us, but I think it helps our mental state very, very, very well. Can I hear an amen? Hey, well, type an amen if you want.
Amen.
There we go. How's everyone doing here, Haley? Are we rolling along okay? We got the room. Looks like the numbers are still
I have
going.
like 20 amens, so everyone is paying attention and really, really engaged. By the way, everyone loved all of the characters. They loved the movie, the Inside Out movie. So,
right? Isn't it so
I don't
good?
have any kids, but I also saw this movie, so I think it's just a great movie in general.
Oh my gosh, we do a little bit of like a guessing game with our kids. I throw it on and be like, "Who are you today, Sawyer? Who are you today, Harper?" And what's funny is they start the movie with one character and usually go through 2 or 3 characters in that movie. So it's a great movie for everyone to kind of recognize that, oh my gosh, we are people filled with feelings and these little characters and how they can interact with each other. So I thought that was fun. Okay, we're going to keep rolling forward. All right, so we talked about happiness and joy. And you know what? It can be a challenge, especially these days, to find this in our lives. But you know what? With routine, with having a group and community around us to support us, both personally and professionally, we can help raise each other. You know, remember when I talked about raising the bar in the industry? This is another way we can raise the bar in our lives and together as a brand, is by sharing our happiness and joy together. And sometimes we just need to hear it from someone else, especially when maybe our tank is a little bit empty. So, my friends, there's a little bit about Jess. I'm a happy guy. I got kids. I love hockey. I live in the frozen tundra. And my gosh, I love utilizing the power of social media. I am Mr. Social Savvy. And some of you may wonder what that actually means. Well, I'm a social person and I love the power of social media. And prior to getting into real estate, I was in advertising and marketing. So it seemed pretty fitting that, well, I'm a social person and I love social media, and therefore I'm savvy at it. And savvy means, I'm not exactly sure how that would translate in all the languages, but I'm really smooth and good at it, or at least I try to be. So here's what I'm going to share with you. My tips, tricks, and insights along the way. Let's get after it. So social media is another way, or the social platforms is another way for us to focus on building our relationships. Not only with people that we don't know, but people that we do know. People that are our friends, that are our families, that are, clients, past clients. I want you to start looking at your social sphere online in this way. I got to move my window bar here. Trying to shift my video bar over to the top. Anyone know how to do that? All right, I'm going to try this out here because the video bar is covering all the text on the right-hand side. So this is how relationships get worked out in my brain. So the most important relationships that need the most tender care and focus are our one-to-one relationships. And we can deliver one-to-one communication via video, text, phone call, email, okay? But we can also utilize one-to-one communication on social by commenting on people's everyday posts, interacting with them, utilizing Facebook Messenger, Instagram DMs, okay? The next one is our sphere, our connections, our friends around us, right? Those are important relationships, especially our communities, our local businesses, our friends of friends. And when you are looking to build those relationships, what value are you giving back to those relationships? And we're going to talk about that in the next few slides on some ideas that you can get rolling there. The third place or the third stop is interest and location. As you begin to create content organically and paid, by you showcasing in your content some interests beyond real estate, you will begin to get a following of like-minded people who like what you do. If you like Zumba lessons, if you like yoga, if you like hockey, if you're a parent, the more you put out there about yourselves, the more you connect and begin to build relationships with like-minded people. But what also is important is that you begin to tag your location of where you are. What neighborhood are you in? Are you in Luxembourg? I don't even know neighborhoods in Luxembourg. I should have known some more neighborhoods. But start tagging your neighborhoods, because there is a discover mode, a search mode. And as we now have a lot of time in front of our phones and computers and probably are looking on social for different reasons, people are curious about what's going on in their neighborhoods. So the more you tag your location, showcase other interests, content, advice, you will be discovered. So you've got one-to-one relationships. You've got one to sphere, which is kind of like your warm sphere, your warm lead opportunity as well. The third one is interest and location. And the fourth one, which is kind of where I'm at now, is in your industry. By sharing, by teaching, by inspiring, by helping each other. But the more we put out our content, right, the more we begin to get noticed in our industry. And there's a couple different ways that this can be awesome. First things is, hey, we get recognized, we deliver value, we get asked to do webinars. But also, the thing I love about RE/MAX is our RE/MAX referral program. If I am looking for someone to help clients of mine who are moving to the other part of the country or a different country, well, guess what I'm doing? I'm going to a RE/MAX realtor who I know, like, and trust, who brings value. And how do I determine that know, like, and trust? Because they've been creating content and sharing it on social. Because guess what? We all follow each other. So when you are putting out relevant content, right? And our job is to line up our clients with the most appropriate agents that match their style. Well, how do we know that if we are not sharing content, especially on social media? So we can all make some money from this as well. Does that make sense? And guess what? I'm going to be giving out this slide at the end of the presentation, so you can all have it. You can put it up on your desk. Sorry, I'm starting to hand talk. I just smoked my mic. Coffee's kicking in as well. Let's go to the next slide here. So here's how it works. Again and again and again. Are you ready for the Social Savvy secret sauce? I'm bottling it up here for you, folks. And again, you do not have to take screenshots of this because I'm giving away this slide deck. Thumbs up to that. So when we look at when we peel back the label of Social Savvy, here are the ingredients that work through it. Starting at the bottom, we have our story, then we have our medium, then we have our distribution, and then we have our deadlines. Each one of those holds a different value or ingredient level, but anytime you put out content, this is what you need to be thinking of. You cannot just share with zero thought put into it, because if you share or create with zero thought put into it, it makes no sense. People don't relate to it, and if they don't relate to it, your chance to build know, like, and trust has just gone down. And if you do that often, my friends, you're not going to be leaned on for advice when it comes to the major moments in people's lives. So by thinking about all these steps, you are investing in yourself and your strategies to grow your business. Does that make sense? This is where If I was on stage, I'd say, does that make sense? I see heads moving. So, boy.
Everyone's saying yes, thank you. Makes sense. Yeah. We're getting nodding heads, but everyone's responding well.
Great. Thanks, Haley. I appreciate that. So let's talk about story. What type of content can you be creating? Well, first of all, we're realtors. We can talk about our industry. We can talk about the homes that we have coming to the market, the homes that we've sold. We can talk about neighborhoods. We've got clients. Well, guess what you can do with your clients? You can share client testimonials about how the service was or what was going on in their lives, taking pictures of them, sharing videos of them. You can do your favorites, your favorite places in your neighborhood that you have to check out. You can share special moments, whether it's in your life, your clients' lives, new babies, grandchildren, all sorts of goodness. I really think the opportunity is endless, but this is what holds the most weight when it comes to social savvy goodness. Up next is the medium. How are we going to capture that story that's in our head that we're putting out? Is it best to be on video? Is it best to take images, pictures? Is it best maybe even to show a 360 VR tour? You know, and with the way social's changing, is it best to create a story, an Insta story, a GIF? You know, the list is endless, but you've got your story, then you've got your medium. How are we going to put this out? Next, distribution. So you've got your story, you figured out how you're going to tell that story. Now, where does it go? Is it going to go on Facebook? Is it going to go on Instagram? Is it appropriate for YouTube? One-to-one messenger? Is it good for a bomb video? These are the checklists that you have to have in your head. And guess what? There's going to be more that are added on here. Is it for a blog site like a Medium? Is it good for Pinterest? Is it good for Reddit? The world is going to evolve. It just doesn't have to be these distribution channels, but just know where this is appropriate. Something you create for Facebook may not be appropriate for YouTube and vice versa. You do not just want to hit or create a piece of content and hit a share button that distributes it all to all the places. I don't recommend that. That's not going to help your growth organically. And every platform has a little bit of a different language to it. You know what I mean? And lastly, deadlines. I tell you, gang, I'm not a fan of deadlines, but I got to put it in, because if you don't give yourself a deadline, you lose opportunity. If you put up a client testimonial of their house selling and they're so excited, and you put that out 2 or 3 months after it happened, does that relate to anybody? Does that connect with anybody? Nope, sure doesn't. If you do here are my 30 favorite places in 30 days on Facebook, and you do it in 90 days, does that work for anybody? No. What all that does is takes out the credit that you're working so hard to earn for your know, like, and trust. And essentially, that affects your brand on a macro level. That affects the RE/MAX brand on a macro level. So please give yourself deadlines. So we've got story, we've got medium, we've got distribution, and we've got deadlines. And this is what runs through my head all the time. And am I perfect at it? Gosh, no. But these are my guidelines. So,
Stop! Watch this! Press play! Do it now! Thank you!
did I get your attention? My friends, there is so much going on now in the social world that you have to get people's attention. You have to deliver something different. Okay? And by doing this continually, okay, creating continually, you'll begin to find what works for you. Now, some of you may or may not know what kind of got me into this world of social and video. Well, back in 2014, I decided that I wanted to have listing videos, and done completely different than the old slideshows that we learned in school. And so I spoke to my videographer, who was my wedding videographer, and I said to him, I want to create a video that's like a home and garden show, like a really nice fancy tour, combine it with a little bit of an MTV Cribs flair. I'm not sure if those channels will resonate with Europe, but look them up on YouTube and you'll see them. And I want to be the host of it. And so before I begin to share, I want to share a little bit one of our latest videos, so you get also an idea of what Jesse does for his listing videos. So let me entertain you for a minute here while I sip my water.
Are you on the hunt for a modern, turnkey, sexy home in a mature, established neighborhood?
Is a private outdoor living space top of your priority list?
Did you just nod your head yes with a big smile? Because if you did, keep watching. Come on in and welcome to our latest Social Savvy property tour. And let us introduce to you 62 Valley Crescent, which can be found in the neighborhood of the Maples.
That's right, Jess. And when we first both walked in here, we were blown away by the open space, vaulted ceilings, tons of light pouring in, and we both expected the walls to be here. Boom. But they opened it up, modernized it.
I love it. It's an awesome, surprising delight moment. And what continues to surprise, and will be sure to delight so many, is the open space. The appliances are included, and the natural light that flows through here, so good. And if you see tucked over in the corner, we've got that tingle stone wood-burning fireplace. Incredible. But incredible continues downstairs to the rec room, doesn't it?
That's right, Jess. And when you go downstairs, it's super
Jesse, I think we can't hear the video anymore. Did you by any chance turn the volume down on your end?
Now, as you continue upstairs, you're going to find 3 really spacious bedrooms. The master bedroom has a 2-piece ensuite, which we all know is convenient. Plus, if you got little ones, the bedrooms aren't that far away from the master bedroom.
Jesse, we can't hear it at the moment.
It's found right here at
Now I hear it.
Hi. Are we good?
Yeah. The sound of the video is going in and out a bit.
Okay, no problem. I'll continue to the next slide. Thanks for letting me know, Haley. Okay, gang. So there's a little bit on how myself and my team, we do listing videos now. It's engaging, it's entertaining, it's insightful. And guess what? In the upcoming Monday sessions of Level Up, I'm going to be doing a whole session on how to create listing videos just like those. All right. Now, this is kind of though where we go into the next piece of it when it comes to social. This is what I mentioned earlier. Most of us aren't doing listing videos right now because of the COVID-19 protocol. But guess what? At some point, we are going to be out of it, and we need these social tactics when we start creating these. So, as I mentioned earlier, with stop! In a world where people are scrolling with their fingertip, we got to get people's attention. So that listing video probably got your attention, didn't it? But guess what? You cannot just share that listing video with no content above it. So if you take a look here, and Haley, I'm going to ask a couple questions here, and if you could fire off some of the answers or responses that come here. Folks, take a look at this post regarding the house video we just saw. What jumps out to you?
I'm waiting for the responses to come in, but I did get a tip from one of the participants. They said if you mute your mic, then we can't hear your video. So I noticed that you muted yourself, so that might be the reason why.
Okay, thank you.
So the address is popping up, the emojis. Emojis.
Can you speak to the mic, Haley? I can't quite hear you.
Oh, people are saying the emojis are popping out. The tone of voice, the fact that it's spaced out, the fact that you're asking questions. The emojis.
Yeah.
The emojis again.
Right?
The address is popping out.
Right? Think about this, folks. If it's catching your attention, why are you not doing it? If you are not telling a story, why are you not doing it? In the post, right off the hop, we've got emojis that catch and will get people stopping. They're colorful. We're speaking in emoji. People know these languages. They also enjoy that they're fun, right? It's fun to try to decipher these. You notice the questions. Yes, you know what those do? Those are pre-qualifier questions. Are you looking for a home? Yes, I am. Then keep watching. No, I'm not. They keep scrolling. They thank you for not wasting their time. Putting the address down. Give out this information, folks. Stop trying to keep it all to yourself. Give them the information, help them, and we have a link to the video, to our website. So what are you doing to jump out? Okay, so now we've got the video. This is where we're going to get a little bit of hands-on. I'm going to talk to you right now on what you need to do when you are putting up, let's talk about a video, on social media organically on your business page. So let's get after it. Lock and load, baby. Here we go. First of all, first place you should be putting this is on your Facebook business page. And if you don't have one, create one. If you don't know how to do it, Google it, okay? Another great tool, you could go into Facebook and you actually search their search bar, how to set up a Facebook business page, and they'll give you everything right there. So off the hop, boom, that's where we go. Next, when you add a video, this is what you're gonna see. I gotta move this bar here. There we go. Is there a camera bar showing up on the keynote, Haley?
No, not at all.
Okay, perfect. Just the camera bar was hiding my text, so I figured out how to move it. So right off the hop, this is an organic post. I'm going to go through with you why these are important. And again, folks, you can take notes. I will give you the slides at the end. So first things we want to do, we want to pay attention here is where it says title, okay? Title, this is what you put. You put the address, 62 Madden Crescent. You put the neighborhood that it's in. Neighborhood this one was in was the Maples. So we go 62 Madden Crescent dash Maples home for sale, or Maples neighborhood home for sale. Dash, I put Jesse Peters team, dash RE/MAX executives. I do not put price in the title line because that could change what we sell it for. I put it in the post, but I don't want it in the headline. 2 is the description. You just saw a description. In the description, the content piece above the video, you want to have a couple yes or no questions. Then you want to tell them a little bit of a summary about the property and why they would love it. And then have a call to action on where they can go to see more. Drive them back to your website. Okay, my friends? These are basic strategies for your content to stand out, for your content to help build know, like, and trust, to help your clients' homes be seen, showcased, and sold. Now, tag people. What do you mean? Well, tag who's in your video, or tag your brokerage, or tag the owners. Because what's going to happen is now that once you tag them, this post shows up in their feeds. Now, some of you may know this already, but guess what? Most of us forget to do it. So it's just a little reminder. Location. This also helps with you being discovered. So what neighborhood were you in? Well, what city were you in? Were you in Munich? Are you in Finland? Are you in Turkey? I wish I knew more neighborhoods of those countries. Maybe you can send me those, gang. Hey, send me on Instagram or on Facebook Messenger some neighborhoods in your countries. I would love to begin to learn more. And then last part is keywords. Keywords are important whether you are on Google, whether you're on YouTube, and guess what? Facebook as well. So I type in real estate, I type in the address, I type in RE/MAX, just a few of those little things. Does that slide deck all make sense? And if you have questions, load them up. I'll be able to answer them when we are closer to finishing. The next portion that I want us to focus on here is the thumbnail section. A thumbnail, I want you to think about this, is like the front cover of a book or the title page of a project, okay? Often when we load a video, the social platforms just grab a random video, a random piece from the video. Like if you look in this here, below auto-generated image, do you see what video thumbnail Facebook selected? A caged fence of the storage. Why the heck would it have chosen that? Right? Don't rely on the auto-generate option, please. And folks, this is the social savvy goodness that helps elevate your social media presence. The little things make the difference. Can I get an amen? Now, what is also here is a custom selection where perhaps if you have created a thumbnail in a program such as canva.com, you can add an image in. You can also, from video frame, if you select video frame, you can scroll through the entire video and select a certain moment if something funny was going on or something catchy was going on. But please do not choose a thumbnail that has the washer or dryer or the toilet or a storage unit. All right. We create all our thumbnails on canva.com. Here's a sample of what they kind of look like. We play around with it, but that jumps out to you. Next piece, captions. Captions really took off in the last couple of years. I know for me, captions play a really important play a very important role if I'm on an airplane and I don't want sound playing, or if I'm putting my kids to bed and I've been in there for about an hour and a half and they're still not sleeping, guess what? Daddy's scrolling with volume off. But you know what's really helpful is when those videos have captions so I can still read them while I am still hanging out in their room. And yes, I still hang out in their room. Now, there are a few things that captions are important, okay? And Facebook allows them to auto-generate the captions where they do it themselves. Now, the issue that I have with these is there's often spelling errors, which is really annoying. You can write your own captions right from within the program, or you can upload your captions. And I get all my captioning created on rev.com. Now, Rev, that's rev.com. They create captions for like 27 or 28 different languages. And if you were at the Supercharge Your Success tour last year, when I was in Malta, Italy, Portugal, and Spain, a lot of the videos had captioning with those different languages in them. I went to rev.com, submitted my videos, and it's $1 a minute for the length of the video. And then they send it back to you as the SRT file. And then I just upload the SRT file right into Facebook, and it overlays directly onto the video. Again, though, folks, these are the little things that make the difference. Thinking about how you are going to write your post, who you have to tag, what location, adding an eye-catching thumbnail, having captioning to make it easier for your viewers to engage. And what also now is really cool that I've started doing? Polls, adding polls. Have any of you used this feature yet? This is a way to do a little survey throughout the listing video. And the more you pop in these, I usually do 2 or 3 in a video, the longer they are going to stay engaged with the video. And the longer they watch, the more interested they become in the home, or the more interested they become in you. And adding these things, doing all these things together, folks, when someone's thinking of selling and they've seen how you do things for other people, they're going to think and say, wow, that's how I want my home sold. Now with polls, they are engaging. They're interactive. They're a way to gather data. Take a look. Some of the questions that I put in are you looking for a home this year? Nope. I just like watching your videos. Or, yes, sure am. A couple of the other questions. Do you love this modern vibe? Do you enjoy backyards for hanging out with your family? Now, right now, Facebook doesn't give you the data for who said yes or no, but if they've answered any of those poll questions and want to connect with you, a lot of times they're going to connect with you on Messenger. And the last part here, when you are creating your organic posts on your business page, is I want you to consider playlists. Facebook has this option very similar to YouTube. Start categorizing and creating playlists so that if they start with one home tour, they will then automatically be pushed to the next one in line. Not a whole mix of different things. Playlist ideas, home tours, neighborhood tours, testimonials, market updates, favorite places. As you can see, I've got them in there. I've been doing this for a while, but Facebook is making it very easy for you to find these. Now, let's talk social. All right, we've got the organic posts going. Is everyone still feeling good? Everyone still having a good time here? What you're trying to do when you're on social, my friends, this is a great quote. And this quote you can put up in your office. It's a reminder for me. What you're trying to do when you tell a story is to write about an event in your life that made you feel some particular way. And what you're trying to do when you tell a story is to get the audience to have that same feeling. So when you are creating content, you have to be thoughtful of this, and it is okay to share those feelings. Just as I have done here. On the left-hand side, I have done a post on the Jesse Peters team page about a property we have. It's a little bit more formal. On the right-hand side is my personal page. And yes, this is what I recommend you do. Post your content on your business page when it is real estate related, and then share it from the business page to your personal page in more of your voice. Add context to it. So think about it, left-hand side. And then on the right-hand side is how I felt. Oh my gosh. The first time I walked into this gorgeous home, I felt like it was giving me a beautiful, warm hug. I was setting up to shoot the virtual 360 tour for this home. Christy and Sean were getting ready to shoot the video. I told everyone to pause. We took a moment. We let the warmth of this custom home and natural light that filled it hug us. Yes, I believe a home can hug you. You can see how that talks in my voice, right? Utilize content to connect on deeper levels. Now, Haley's going to be talking a little bit more about this on her talk on Wednesday. Social media ads that will help you win. And what I'm going to share with you here is when you want to start building paid ads. Right off the hop, folks, you have 4 objectives. What are you trying to do? Are you trying to get traffic to your website or to the property page site? Engagement. Are you trying to get likes and comments? Video views. Are you trying to get more video views? Messages. Are you trying to get more DM direct messages on Messenger? What I utilize usually is traffic, engagement, and videos. Those 3 really apply to my listing videos, and a majority of all my properties also get a paid advertising campaign. And here are some samples that I've laid out for you. Starting on the left, the far left, for sale, 138 Cordova Street. Opportunity knocks in the heart of River Heights. That was for an open house. And you could see I had a learn more button. Click learn more. That was going back to my website. The next ad, as you can see, has a rendering drawing. That was creating leads. That was being sent to a lead form. If you are interested in this project being built, sign up. The next one here, again, was something that we created to drive people back to the website. Because once we get them back to the website, we've got them tagged with a Facebook pixel, and we can utilize who they are and retarget them with future ads. Now you're like, whoa, retarget? Yes, that's more like chapter 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. But creating ads with those specific objectives will get you started, chapter 1, 2, and 3. Don't just boost an ad, my friends. Put the time and effort to creating specific ads. And here, you want proof in the pudding? Here we go. The same ad on the left-hand side, all right? So Cordova had 5,500 video views. 5,500, my friends. It had a 6,800 reach. What we can do with the power of social media is we can target locations. People in that neighborhood need to see a home that's for sale in that neighborhood, because chances are they know someone who wants to move to that neighborhood. And look at the spend there, $50. I ran it for 3 days. The next one, the new build, the rendering drawings we had, 262 Facebook leads generated. Spent just over $450. The reach was over 23,000 with just over $1 per lead. That is name, number, and email. The next one, 299 link clicks back to my website. $20 spend from November 6th to the 10th. This is not major big bucks that we're spending here, folks. And the last one, check this one out. $100 spent, almost 4,400 through plays. That is 15-second through plays minimum. The reach, look down at the bottom, almost 20,000 people. Now, are those 20,000 people all looking for homes? No, but when you're in the listing videos, they're seeing you. You're building your brand. You're building know, like, and trust in your neighborhood. And Facebook allows you these opportunities to target demographic, to target postal codes, zip codes, radiuses. Get creative and work with the Facebook rules that work for your country that will help not only your clients' properties be seen, showcased, and sold, but also help you build know, like, and trust. We're going to jump through this one here. If you want to see that video there, I'll show it next week in my listing videos presentation. It's incredible, and it's a way we utilized some different tactics on Facebook to sell a home that should have been sold in over a year based on the average day on market, sold in 30 days. And as we wind up here, I want to give you 5 more strategies to build know, like, and trust. And some of these strategies you're going to be able to utilize right now. And I am so excited to share with you. Number 1, share. You have properties, my friends. You have moments, friends. You need to ask your clients that you're working with to share the content you are creating for them.
Okay, so I'm sitting with my next social savvy clients.
Guys, what just happened?
Oh, we moved to Vancouver. This is awesome.
So that post there, I created a video by pulling out my phone and capturing the moment they were signing the final documents. I asked Raj and Reagan to share that moment, what was going on. It was a lengthy post with that video of smiles and giggles. I think we can all relate to that. And guess what? They shared that out to their sphere and their friends. And some of those people may not even have ever seen me or know me, but then they begin to think, oh, wow, Raj and Reagan know, like, and trust Jesse, and look at the smiles he delivered. Do you think they would see those smiles if we didn't utilize video? Do you think they would connect the same way if it was just a post? No. So if Raj and Reagan know, like, and trust Jesse, and their friends know, like, and trust Raj and Reagan, do you think they'll know, like, and trust Jesse when it's time for them to have a real estate moment? Yeah. Just think about it. You creating one piece of content, tagging someone, getting them to share it, you are reaching a whole new audience that really costs $0. Number two, you want the inside scoop? This is an opportunity for you to build a coming soon campaign. You're like, pardon? Is this even allowed? Sure. Find the loopholes, because some countries, some regions, you have to word it a little bit differently, but why not tell your neighborhood what you have coming to the market?
What's up, neighborhood of River Heights? Jesse Peters here with your social savvy team at REMAX One Group, and I want to deliver you the social savvy inside scoop. Right behind me is 344 Beaverbrook Street. You might be familiar with it because it's located between Academy and Corden. Well, guess what? It's coming to the market on Thursday, and this home is over 900 square feet, been updated, fully finished basement, and you know what? You are going to want to know more. So that's why I'm telling you right now. Open house on the weekend, offers on Monday, and we're asking $304,900. You got to see it for yourself. And how do you do that? Click Learn More. In the meantime, have a wonderful day and stay social.
Fun, engaging, 30 seconds. I put that post out on my business page and created a geo-targeted ad where that video ran for 3 days on a weekend before the house went to market. 1 mile radius right around that neighborhood. Got a buzz going. It's an extra service for your clients who are selling, but for people who are also thinking about selling, you're giving them another reason to choose you by doing something different. We do the same thing for solds.
Hey, what's up, everybody? Jesse Peters here, your social savvy realtor with your social savvy team at REMAX One Group, and I am out dancing in the rain in front of our latest social savvy listing at 763 McMillan. Why? Because we just got socially sold. Yes, the spring market is buzzing, it's hopping, and our latest social savvy client.
So you see how that works, folks. I am capturing real moments, quick moments. Did it really bother anybody that the phone was moving around? Not really. What did you notice? Excitement, an excited realtor, an excited person who wants to share, okay? And the idea here with these 5 points is I want them to inspire you. You don't have to bring the exact same energy that I do. Put your own flair onto it. Let these strategies inspire you to create something else. Instagram. Where are my Instagram peeps in here? I am one of them. Creating polls in your Instagram stories is a fantastic way to not only gauge interest in your properties, but also start direct conversations. This is one I've been doing for a while. Does this social savvy listing interest you? A lot of us know now that you can add polls to your stories. And when you add polls to your stories, you get to see who answered what. And you know what you should do? Thank people when they've participated in the poll. Thank you so much for participating in the poll. I'm glad this property interested you. Is there anything I can answer? Easy. They say no, or they selected I'll pass. Also thank them. Thank you for participating in the poll. I appreciate your time. Hope all is well. And chances are the people that are participating in your poll are your sphere of friends or people who know you, an opportunity to create and spark conversation. And you don't just have to do polls for real estate. You could do polls. What should I make for dinner tonight? What are we doing this weekend? What should I be reading? Follow up with the data that's given to you from the Instagram polls to start conversations and help stay top of mind. I love that one. And number 5, this is what I am doing right now. It's called Own Your Place. Oh, because of everything that's going on here, and being a community person and having strength in video and social, I decided to do a project, especially with social distancing. And you can copy this, please. Please. So if you can watch this video right now, I'm going to show you what I'm doing, and I think we can all do this.
Can I borrow a minute of your time? And some of you may or may not know that I love utilizing the power of video and social to showcase my communities, the city, the neighborhoods that I love in, not only for real estate, but for local businesses. And I've been thinking a lot now, and because of the pandemic, local businesses, small, medium, big business, everything's changing. And so I want to be able to help. Here's what I'm thinking. I'd love to be able to utilize the power of Instagram Live to showcase local businesses and chat with them about what's changed, how they're affected, and maybe how they're looking to do business now, or maybe how they need help now. If this is something you're interested in being a part of or watching, participate in the poll so I can start gathering some content. Probably going to look to be rolling this out sooner than later. It's what my heart says, it's what my mind says, so we're going to do it. Do you want to be a part of it? Silver linings, folks. They're out there. Find those smiles, find those moments, and be safe. We'll catch you later.
I remember those days. Just a couple of weeks ago when I had the beard, I was still visiting my office, and I don't anymore. But you know what I do? I still use social to connect. And here's what we're doing. I've created a little Instagram live show called Local Love Live, where we connect with businesses. If you go live on Instagram, you can add people into your conversations. Yes, you can do that. It's amazing. And here's what I want. You're going to get this screen, but you can write this down. We've done 2 interviews so far. We've just released one. We're repurposing the content and putting it on IGTV. We're getting 500, 600, 700 views in the first 4 or 5 hours. People have time. They want to watch. They're 10 to 15 minute videos. And what I'm doing is utilizing technology to connect and share. So first question I get the local businesses to do is tell us about your business. Second question, what happened when the COVID-19 pandemic hit to your business? 3, has your business been able to adapt or pivot? Right? What's changed? 4, how can we help? How can the viewers help? What can we do? What can we share? And 5, there are silver lining moments in all of this. What is their silver lining moment? And we're hearing stories about people helping each other. We're hearing stories, all sorts of stories, okay? And this is how we can connect and stay physically distanced by utilizing the power of social to still share goodness, my friends. In the end, folks, by doing these more regularly, you will find a comfort zone in how you connect with people, how you can help build know, like, and trust in yourself, how you can help your clients' properties and real estate moments be seen and showcased, and ultimately on a macro view, build know, like, and trust in your brand and the RE/MAX brand. Do not try to be me. It's almost impossible. Be yourself. Let me inspire you. The tools are going to continue to change. What we used 5 years ago is different than what we used 2 years ago. What we used in February to connect is different than what we're using right now. But the methods are going to endure. Storytelling, content, storytelling, medium, distribution, deadlines, emotions, happiness and joy, those are going to last till the end of time. The goal is for our clients' properties to be seen, but it's also our goal is for you to be seen. Your brand to be seen, the RE/MAX brand to be seen, our industry brand to be seen. Showcase with a story, my friends. Now, this is where you can take a screenshot here, or you can write down this address, or maybe Haley, you can share this this RE/MAX URL. I will be sharing, I think I have 24 slides that I will be sharing. So if you go here, folks, you got to fill in the form, your name, your email, what country you're from. I'd love to see what country you're from. And if you're with RE/MAX, what brokerage you are from. This will be auto sent out. And again, if anyone has any questions or what they need to do or want to reach out, my email is in the bottom left corner of all these slides. And my Instagram handle is also down there. I forgot that sound was in there. And my fellow RE/MAXers, if you are wanting to connect in a community of like-minded individuals who are already utilizing video and social in their everyday business and are sharing, please visit RE/MAX Play on Facebook. You can go to remaxplay.com and you will see almost 6,500 RE/MAX agents sharing, asking insightful questions when it comes to equipment, different tours, looking for feedback. This is an amazing community that myself and my amazing friend and colleague, Michael Thorne, have put together. And we do our best to create an environment of positivity and growth. Folks, show me what you're doing. Thank you so much for your time. And stay social. There you go, Haley.
Jesse, can you hear me? Sorry, we're getting so many comments that my computer is getting a little overloaded. Oh, you can see me. Hi.
I can see you. I'm just going to fix my screen share view here. Wow, perfect. Over 2,000 people on this. That's like filling up a Netflix theater. That's amazing.
I know, pretty great, right? So first of all, thank you so much for your presentation. You incited, I know you were focusing on delivering the presentation, but I was watching the chats and the questions, and you sparked a lot of conversations. Not just questions and people being grateful, but also like conversations about what's possible in the European market. How is the European market different from the Canadian market? How can you continue to do this with COVID and lockdown? And I think I speak for everyone when I say that it was a really, really fantastic presentation. I'm getting all of the comments still. Everyone's loving it. They're thanking you so much. So I also want to thank you for your presentation.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Haley. Yeah, you know what? Those are the things too, right? Like, I don't want to play like naive to think that, hey, some rules are different when it comes to social, when it comes to distribution in each of our real estate associations, but don't let that freeze you.
Yeah.
There are different ways to do all of this. Let these strategies inspire you. And I'm so looking forward to the upcoming weeks of the Level Up Mondays together, where we're going to dive a little bit deeper. How are we going to utilize video?
Totally.
How can we edit on our phone? How can we talk more about listing videos and camera comfort? And, you know, just getting the ball rolling here. We're really just at the tip of the iceberg. So I also want to do a little shout out before I forget here, because I was supposed to be on tour for the Level Up tour with Nathan Dart and also Lisa Stanko. So Lisa, I seen her chiming in here, thinking of you today. She handed off the baton to Haley, and I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for the amazing crew at RE/MAX, and especially our tour manager of the OMB, Lisa Stanko. So.
Yes, that's very important. Lisa, shout out to you. You did an amazing job. Yeah, I mean, it would have been amazing if you could have been there with Nathan live in person, but we adapted it, and I think it's an
One
incredible
day,
opportunity
Haley.
for a lot of people that couldn't
Yeah.
have joined in person.
Totally.
So,
This is the silver lining as well, right?
Totally.
So it's not happening in person this year, but look
Yeah.
at what we're building together. I love it. My phone is going off the hook here with like everyone filling out the forms to get the slides.
yes.
If
Also,
reason
to that
we're not-
point, we will be sending, if you've registered for this presentation, so if you're here, you will get automatically a recording of the session as well. So you can get Jesse's slides, and you're going to get the recording too.
Amazing.
So I think we have some time now for questions. There was one topic that really came up quite a lot. A lot of people were talking about it in the chats and then also in the questions and answers. And it was around the topic of, will this work in European markets? Is this too theatrical? Will the European markets more conservative? So there was a lot of conversation, and I obviously have my own opinion, and we can maybe have a little conversation about this right now, but I would love to hand it over to you. What's your opinion about how our networks can adapt your style to the European market?
Sure. You know what? I come from the future, my friends. This is how real estate is moving forward. Okay? How real estate has been done is changing. It's changed already. From e-signatures to Zoom calls, right? What has been done will change. People will be shopping more from the comforts and safeties of their homes. So how are you going to get attention? And usually here's what happens. Because I know what you're thinking as you're sitting there. Oh, Jesse, this isn't going to work. That's too big. That's too whatever. Guess what? That's okay. Because what you are going to attract are the people who connect with you and this style. Now, you don't have to be this, right? But you have to be delivering something beyond. And I know in the European markets, because I've been there and I had these conversations. I've been to Amsterdam. I was in Majorca. I was in Spain. I was in Portugal. I was in Italy. I was in Malta. Folks, I've been with you. And people are implementing these techniques and strategies already to their style, to their demeanor, to their community's core values. I understand how we carry ourselves is different in Portugal than it is in Italy. I get it, right? You have to adapt a bit. And you know what though? Here's what's going to happen. You start, this was my experience. Mm-hmm. First time I did listing video, my realtors around me made fun of me, put me down, said, what is this guy doing? This is not how it's supposed to go. This was 6 years ago, okay? I kept doing. I didn't care what the realtors thought. I needed to deliver value to my clients and help them stand out. And on next Monday, when we talk about listing videos, we're going to dive deeper into this mindset and how to do this. But what happens is they put you down, they make fun of you. You still get business. They stop making fun of you. Then they start asking you advice. And then they say, oh my gosh, can you teach me? You were ahead of the game. Yeah. So you have this opportunity to grab the bull by the horns. Yeah. Because no one else is really doing this in your markets. And why not build your marketing into your home advertising costs, putting you in front? So I do understand there are certain things that need to adapt and adjust, but RE/MAX has brought me here for a reason. They know these are strategies that will work and that they want to create for their brokerages, for their agents. I've had tons of conversations with the RDs about this. This is why I'm here. Do not put up the walls. There are speed bumps to this that you will work through, and the journey will be incredible. Guaranteed.
Thanks so much. I mean, I completely agree with you, but I wanted it to come directly from the source. Obviously, everyone's brand is you need to create your personal brand, and it's exactly that. It's personal. It needs to be authentic to you and who you are and what you stand for. You know, there's a lot of big real estate personal brands out there. Like I know Pinky Nose Naples, and there's a lot of big personal brands, especially in the United States and in Canada. You don't need to do what doesn't make you feel comfortable, and you need to decide for yourself how much of yourself you want to share on social media. Of course, you need to do what makes you feel good, but using the tools and the strategies that Jesse is talking about, that's the main point, and just get started. Don't knock it till you try it. That's all I want to say.
Exactly. I've never known someone who has done video for 6 months and then say, you know what, I'm going to stop it. Something else worked better. Those conversations don't happen. We're all watching video, whatever it is, step into it. Be a part of it.
Amazing. So now that we've gotten that big one out of the way, because there was a lot of questions around that and a lot of pushback, I can say.
Sure. You know what? There's always pushback. There's always pushback. And this is normal. But you don't have to be the outlier, my friends. Be the outlier. Find the silver linings out of this. You can, who's choosing happiness and joy and adventure and creativity? That's what needs to happen right now, because we all need to adapt and pivot. Real estate will not be done the same moving forward.
Yeah, absolutely. And to that point, there was another question that was about how you can adapt your videos to luxury properties. And I was actually, I wrote that person back and I said, yeah, he's going to show a luxury property video. And you didn't. But to that person who was asking, you can absolutely adapt the videos that Jesse was showing to create a high-end video for luxury properties, right, Jesse?
100%. And Haley, I could either jump back into it right now or come back next Monday. I was looking at the clock.
Leave it for next Monday, because then we are teasing your next session, right?
Exactly. There are so many different ways. Every home has a story to tell when it comes to listing videos. And there are different moments where I'm in the videos or let the homes and properties speak for themselves. I can't wait to show you how luxury can be done.
Amazing. One question we have is, do you have any tips for people that are just starting using videos in their social media strategies? What would your tips be?
My tips would be start when it comes to videos. I would start, if it wanted to be real estate, about answering your the market questions, or you know what, that's probably a little bit more general. When you're talking about right now what we're going in, you know, showcasing your interests, starting what you can thinking about getting your home ready, not sure what to do right now. I think really just building on what daily life looks like, how you can lean on being a community leader, helping your businesses. It's getting started in videos really actually simple. It's just hitting the record button and sharing a thought. And it doesn't always have to be real estate related. I think it just has to be you getting into a habit of continually doing it. So whether it's sharing you making a meal every day, or you doing a gym workout every day, or you sharing a thought on a walk every day. I really think finding a point that you're passionate about right now and setting, a deadline. I'm going to publicly deliver 7 of these over the next 7 days, and just get started. Because usually what happens after day 2 or day 3, you get a little bit more comfortable on how you're talking, you get a little bit more comfortable on sharing. But again, these are going to be more strategies we'll be sharing in the upcoming weeks as we dive in a little bit deeper. But find something you're passionate about right now, and say, hey, over the next 4 days, 5 days, I'm going to share something new with you. Because if you don't if you share 4 things over the next 10 days, well, then you've been inconsistent and you've built an opportunity to build know, like, and trust, right? So habits come by delivering every day.
Totally. And to that point, I know that we normally get a lot of questions, and we have been, about how to get started. And my advice that I've heard, I think you even mentioned it, it's like, would you, because they're afraid of how they look on camera, and it's like, would you be afraid to go to a listing presentation based on how you looked? And the answer is no. You always want to go to a listing presentation. So no matter, you look the same whether or not you're in a little screen or if you're in person. Just how
Exactly.
you just have to show up and do it. And now a lot of regions we got to for how are you continuing your business during COVID? You're going to have to get comfortable with how you look in video, but it's not very much different from how you look in real life. So everyone.
That's correct. I think Zoom has exactly. The nice thing though, I think Zoom does have a filter where it kind of
I heard you can make yourself look like a potato. Someone told me that yesterday. But I wouldn't want a potato to be my realtor. I'm just saying.
I feel like a potato on Saturdays. I think I'm eating junk food like it's going out of business. Oh my gosh. So yeah, you know what? This is what you look like. This is what you sound like. Yeah. You wouldn't stop yourself from going to have a listing presentation, right? If your eyebrows weren't on point or whatnot, right? It's the same needs to be applied when you are in video.
Amazing. We got a lot of questions about the technology, like different apps or different programs that you use for social media and for video. I know that you mentioned Canva before. Do you have any other go-to programs or apps that you use on a consistent basis?
Yeah, and again, I love these conversations, and I'll be sharing more in the upcoming workshops on what we're using. But apps that I use regularly are, well, the Facebook app, the Instagram app, Canva app. There's an app also called Over, O-V-E-R. A mobile editing app that I just love and use all the time is called Splice, and I'll be teaching how to use that in the upcoming weeks. Another app that I use for lengthy videos that I want to put into stories is also called Cut Stories for Instagram Stories is what it's called. So those are just a few, right? Look them up, but in the upcoming weeks, we'll be diving into them a little bit more.
Perfect. Now you and I both know that creating quality content can be time consuming. So we were getting a couple questions about how you manage your time, how you maybe delegate certain tasks, that sort of thing. Like obviously now our schedules are looking a little bit differently because of lockdown in some areas. Maybe you have more time on the computer than you normally would under normal circumstances when you can be out in the field more. But let's say in a normal circumstance, how do you delegate and how do you time block?
You know, I delegate with my listing videos. I have a videographer shoot them and he edits them. I don't. The rest of the other content I create on my own. And now this is one of the things I am passionate about. I do have a background in storytelling and marketing and content creation. So I kind of wear that hat. But if that's not your strength, you know, I know some offices provide social media managers, content creators. I think there's opportunity there. If you are looking at having a social media manager or someone help you, make sure that they have the talent and the skill set to create in your voice. I think that's something that's been missed a lot. All these third-party companies that want to just blanket out the same information without your voice to it. I actually, you know, most nights after 9 o'clock, 9:30 at night, I sit and I create 3 or 4 posts for the week and I save them in drafts, especially for Instagram. So they're all preloaded in there, especially if we have some time, right? I highly recommend carving out, you know, ideally when we are in more of a regular routine, at least an hour a day of content creation that you can load into your drafts to share out at certain times. I know that can be challenging. Sometimes it's always creating on the go, which I created on the go for a long time, and it drove me kind of bonkers. So now I am appreciating the draft, setting up and saving drafts. There's some great apps out there for that as well. But how do I create that time? this is a pillar of my business. So, right, I do less paperwork. I have an assistant who helps me with that, which frees up my time to focus on my strengths. And this is one of my strengths. So it's the same idea. It's not on top of, it's instead of.
Yeah, totally. We did just, this is a really quick one, I guess. We got a couple of questions about how to promote, like you were talking earlier in your presentation about different tools you can use, such as location, and you were mentioning hashtags. How might people figure out which hashtags would be most relevant for their area and for their market?
Yeah, I think you can go, like, if we want to talk about Instagram, right? There's a few different approaches, and I saw in one of the executives with Instagram, he was talking about, I think his name's Youshai, Youshai. He was talking about how he looks at his hashtags from a macro to a micro. So like a venti, a grande, a tall, right? So go into your hashtag search mode, type in your location. So hashtag Winnipeg, right? Or Winnipeg real estate, or German real estate, or Finland, right? Usually that's going to have a broad number. It's going to tell you how many followers that hashtag has, right? Then you go a little bit more narrow, right? So you pick out a few things that are specific to the city, and then you go more micro, right? And you say, you know, pool backyard, pool in the backyard, something, right? Like think macro to micro, right? And if you can include 3 to 5 of those, I don't think you got to be a hashtag killer and put 30. But those are the good ways for being discovered on Instagram, and search the hashtags on Instagram. See what's popular, because you can also piggyback those, right? So that's kind of what we're starting to get into as well.
Totally. And I actually I tested this out on my own Instagram, because I was including hashtags, but I was including hashtags that had too many, I would say too many people following it. Like I was using the hashtag entrepreneur a lot. This hashtag is way too broad. Like if you, and this is the strategy, I guess, like what you were just talking about, but here's an example. Like if I do include hashtag entrepreneur, there's going to be like 10 other people who use that hashtag within the next 5 minutes. And so my content will get pushed way down. So that's what a little bit like what you're talking about in terms of your hashtag strategy. You need to have a few hashtags that are bigger, a few hashtags that the audience is a bit more narrow, and then a few hashtags that are like that are more targeted. What tools do you use to search for your hashtags?
Instagram.
You just use the Instagram one. Okay.
Yeah. You know what? I think I know there are programs out there that will allow you to kind of dive deeper. Again, you know, I utilize a lot of what's already there. No subscriptions, no nothing. Right. But yeah, there are some assist ones that do help. I'm sure Haley, you'll be able to share some of those. I'm sure you've got some.
Totally. Now I did notice we're getting a little over time here, so I'm going to try to keep it. Maybe do 1 or 2 more questions.
Sounds good.
These are also another one. How can you make videos? Do you pick the images and then make the video, or do you make them in real time?
So we do not do slideshows. Maybe that's what it is.
Yeah,
we don't take photo images. My 7-year-old can create a slideshow. So think about it. If you were selling your house and a realtor created a slideshow and you're paying them money, oh my gosh, I would not. I would have hired my daughter to do that then, right? So we do real-time video along with photos, along with 360 virtual reality tours, and we've been doing those for 5.5 years.
That actually brings me to another question that I saw. They were asking about how to sell your social media, like your social savvy selling program during the listing presentation. What kind of like words do you use in order to highlight the advantages and like differentiate yourself when you're in the listing presentation?
Sure. So first of all, I just want to also make clear that social savvy, socially sold, stay social, Mr. Social Savvy are all registered trademarks. Okay. Just if people start using them elsewhere, there's a group that might send you a message. Anyways, I forgot to mention that. But
that goes back to authenticity and building your personal brand, right?
Correct.
Your personal
correct. Yes. Well, here's how I pitch, right? Or when I sit down, when it comes to use this here, there's traditional advertising in real estate. Let's call it a for sale sign. Let's call it an ad in the real estate news, right? Open houses, right? So we take traditional advertising and blend digital advertising and put them together. One does not replace the other, okay? So in digital, we've got video, 360, social media, YouTube, online ads. They all work together because now homes can be discovered in so many different ways. They just have different messages put together. So first of all, that's part of the talk. We're going to do everything to get your home seen and showcased by utilizing both. Okay, digital and traditional. Social is built into digital. We also then show our listing videos on what we do and how we storytell it. And then we have a couple campaigns as examples on what we've done with other properties. Now, majority of the time, 85, 90% of the time, people I'm sitting in with are a referral or they've seen our stuff. So they're already familiar with it. And when you continually do this, you don't have to be pitching your services. You are brought in because of what you do already, right? So that's how we put it all in.
Amazing. Thank you so much. One last question that I think is maybe something that people can go ahead and use right away. What is your video length that you would recommend for Facebook, a regular Facebook post?
Oh. You know what, folks? If your video, I might go off on a little tangent here.
Wait, this was supposed to be a quick answer.
It's not a quick question. It's not. Because you know what? It depends, first of all, on your video. Let's talk about listing video if we want to, okay? Or a community video if we want to. If your video is engaging, insightful, and entertaining, people are going to watch, whether it's 30 seconds long, whether it's 75 minutes long, right? Just like a movie, just like your favorite TV show. It's 26 minutes. Why are you watching it? If there was an average length that said, oh, people only watch 2 minutes of it, do you think TV shows would be 45 minutes long? No. So here's what I think. If you can bring these three things in where you're connecting with people, bring insight and entertain along the way, they're going to watch as long as they're interested. When it comes with the listing video, if it's 5 minutes long, let it be 5 minutes long. The people who watch it the longest are the ones that are going to call you. Right? I don't think you have to try to squeeze everything into 1 minute or squeeze everything into 3 minutes. Because if I have a house and you're trying to squeeze a video tour into 1 minute because you think that's how long someone's going to watch it, but nobody actually gets to see my full house, it's impossible to show my house in a minute. I'm going to be pissed as a seller. Okay? Plain and simple. Plain and simple. Right? Engaging, insightful, entertaining along the way. Again, we'll talk about that on Monday. Now, when it comes to maybe Insta stories, I try, let's talk about like just away from those things. I try to keep them, 45 seconds to a minute and a half long. So that's 4 to 6 sections. I really try to keep it under a minute because then it all cuts up automatically. I don't have to use another app to bring stuff in, but that's kind of the thoughts. We'll watch 30 minutes of something if we connect with it. So I don't think there is a set time.
Amazing. I love that answer. I think that's gonna probably spark a lot more questions. But the good news is that
I'm here for the next 5 weeks.
We have you every Monday. So I want to wrap up this session now with a few housekeeping things. First of all, thank you so much, Jesse, for your time, your insight, for your expertise, and of course your entertainment. Because let's be honest, I love your videos and I love the energy that you're bringing. I speak for a lot of people there. They were also asking you how you keep up your energy. Coffee helps. I want to thank you very much for your time. We didn't answer every question, but the good news is we have you same time every Monday. We are taking Easter Monday off, just to be clear for everyone out there.
Next Monday, right? Next Monday.
You can tune in to RE/MAX Europe social media channels. Let me pull up the nifty slide screen that our marketing wizard Will created. I'm going to go ahead and share my screen. Here we go. Okay. There. Beautiful. I hope you guys can see that now. So this is how you can log in and register for the upcoming sessions. There is a session coming up on Wednesday. I'm going to be hosting that session, and it's going to be all about social media ads. So I'm going to be sharing 2 simple social media ads that work. So if you're interested in that, please be sure to tune in. Jesse, it has been a pleasure. I look forward to hosting with you Monday after.
Yeah, cannot wait. Thank you so much, everybody. As I've been saying to everyone, personal, business, stay safe, okay? Stay social. Find the happiness and joy in each day. Although it may be challenging, it's there. We all need these silver lining moments, not only for right now, but for the long haul. And we're going to do this all together. And that's the great thing about also educating right now, so that we are ready to rock and roll when we can publicly walk amongst each other and share the goodness.
Amazing. Thank you so much for your inspiration and for all of your amazing expertise that you shared. Looking forward to the next session. Bye, Jesse. Have a great day.
Yeah.